Are we live? We are live.
Hey, you know what we need, Dale?
Music?
We need not to have me doing blah, 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 blah and stuff. That's silly. We need an actual theme song. You ready?
Oh, boy.
Before it's done, you keep quiet until I'm completed, okay? Well, let me do my performance.
Okay.
Dolphin, deal with me. I am Steve. I said Dolphin. Valued viral on a stream. I said Dolphin. Who's gonna pick the right team? We'll find many ways to get them all wrong. It's now time for the NFL picks. It's time for the NFL picks. We hope the Patriots lose, Dolphins and Lions win. Now it's time for the show to begin.
the best theme song we've had yet.
I got bored.
Obviously. Oh, wow. How long did it take you to write that?
Where did I start at? About 8:45? Yeah, about 15 minutes. I took the instrumental YMCA on YouTube, then I edited it down so that it was shorter, and then I'm typing here while waiting for you, and yeah.
Okay, we'll expect that in video form.
Oh no! I was gonna do a new one each week.
Well,
I gotta do Macho Man. I gotta do In the Navy. I've got to do all the Village People hits. You know. I mean,
oh man, the Village People for the Village Idiots.
You caught on to my ploy.
Oh my. Well, this week's already begun. We started Thursday night. Colts, yep. Titans.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I don't like the Colts because I don't like their quarterback. But I think they're a better team than they played there. And I think when we started the season, didn't we say the top 4 AFC teams, the Titans were in there? And I have that ability. They're just not pulling away like I think they should be. You know, they're a better team than what they've been playing recently. And I don't know why. I mean, Tannehill's good. Derrick Henry's good. I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, unless maybe the Colts are a little better than we thought.
No, they got Phillip Rivers. They're not.
I don't like it any better than you.
Okay, hey, who's the starting running back for the Colts? Go.
Oh,
there you go. Okay, so name 2 wide receivers for the Colts. Go.
T.Y. Hilton.
Okay, you got that one. That's why I said 2.
And
that's my point. No, they're no good.
But here's the thing, though. Now, of course, I've got blinders on when it comes to the Colts and the Bengals because they're the 2 teams I get shoved down my throat all the time. They're
your local-ish team-ish.
Yeah. So
the Titans, they're just a state north of you, so yeah.
But we are technically in the Colt Bengal market. And so we don't get the Titans as much. So a little bit.
You would think so because the Titans are between you and the Bengals.
You would think, but we really.
Am I doing my geography right? It's Tennessee's between Kentucky.
Yeah, you would think we would. You would think that we would get the Titans maybe before even Indianapolis.
It's even farther away than Cincinnati.
So yeah, Cincinnati is not that far. They clearly are the closer team, but we get the Colts. I don't know. Maybe it's we were grandfathered in or something. I don't know. But with the Titans and the Colts, I lost the pick. Now I didn't put if I look right, what did I put on it? I put. Oh, I guess I did put some significant confidence points on there. I lost about 9. Uh-oh. Anyway, yeah, I just I don't know. I just thought that the Titans were better. I'm just trying to figure
Are
out.
they still lagging from the side effects of the whole COVID-19 thing at the beginning of the year? Maybe they're cleared to play, but they're kind of under the weather.
That's possible too, but just looking at it, I don't know if the Titans are just not as good as what I thought they were, or if the Colts are just better.
We know how many teams we can list where the talent is there, and we think the coaching's pretty much there too, and just nothing seems to mesh. And that's where they seem to be right now. I think they got the talent. I just don't know.
So we'll have to keep an eye on both of those teams and see what shakes out. Of course, teams heat up and cool off as the season progresses. And
Titans are good early, and then they, so maybe they'll just come back. They'll get just enough to get themselves into the playoffs. Yeah. I don't see the Colts being a Super Bowl AFC championship type team. I mean, they can play good all they want. I don't got any faith in them. I've watched them too much, and they're winning, but they don't. I'm watching Red Zone, and I'm seeing them making these plays, and they're not exciting me, and I don't know why.
Right. And part of that's because Rivers puts up a bunch of numbers, but he's not been a consistent game winner, and that's why he's not in San Diego.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
Be honest about it.
You look at his career numbers, they're like, wow, he's one of the best all time, but he can't win. Winning is what matters. Hate to say it, but look at Stafford. Great numbers, but Lions are not known as a winning team. You gotta have a quarterback that can win too, and a team with them. Did you know that the golf is on tomorrow afternoon early, and that's why they pushed all these games late? And there's only 4 or 5 games maybe early. They have a back-heavy schedule because of the PGA golf tomorrow. Ugh.
Why? I mean,
they don't want to lose viewers on the golf. That's what NFL said. They moved everything out so that people could watch the golf earlier.
All right, now think about it. Now, you and I are both nerds, right?
I'd say I like to call myself nerd. Proud of it. Thank you very much.
We're not social butterflies. People probably tell both of us, hey, why don't you get a life?
I got a life. It's not like yours.
But what kind of life can you have if you actually sit down in front of the TV and watch golf?
I mean, yeah, at least with NASCAR, woman, there's a chance that if something bad happens, you can see something exciting. What's the exciting thing that can happen in golf? He trips and falls over? I mean, he swings.
Alligator comes out of the moat.
At least with NASCAR, if you're bored from going in circles, there is some excitement that could happen at any given second. Football, it's play after play after play.
There's some actual danger.
There is some danger.
With golf, yeah, it's.
And so we're stepping up to the third green here. And oh wait, am I being too loud? I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be whispering here, and he steps up to get on with it. Yeah,
right.
No.
And how exciting can your game? How exciting can your? Well, yeah, it is a game. It's not a sport. But how exciting can your game be if this is how you announce it?
That was a really great shot. Put some oomph into it, but you can't because you don't want to distract other golfers.
Yeah. So.
And those pants. You can't have a good. How much respect am I going to have for you, as a human being, with bell-bottom plaid pants, and you're trying to tell me it's fashionable? It ain't fashionable. Sorry.
Yeah. So, unless it's like Happy Gilmore, don't even bother me about golf.
Oh. But yeah, they literally are. They're taking precedent and moving a lot of games 4 o'clock for the PGA. True story.
Wow. I think what golfing needs is a pass rush.
Speed up the game a little bit, add a little bit of excitement.
If you've got to hit the ball before the guy hits you,
Ready, blue 42, 4. That'd be great.
but yeah. So let's look at some of these early games. We got the Texans at the Browns.
I'm sad that the Texans are 2-6. They shouldn't be. They're a better team than that. But at the same point, how are the Browns 5-3? They're a worse team than that. So maybe they meet in the middle. But I always will go with the Browns overall, consistency wise. And when I say watching teams and they show me something that's exciting, Browns got some flash and dash in them. They got a little style, a little swagger with them, and how can you not go against them? I mean, seriously, especially with the way they've been playing recently. Yeah, I'm going Browns on that, but I wish it was the Texans. But then again, I'm sorry, Dale. I apologize. I completely forgot. The Texans got to lose and get a first-round pick.
Exactly.
The Texans got to lose. I forgot about that.
And I picked the Browns because the Browns have shown fight in them on occasion. And, they're not – and they are 5-3. That's not bad, especially compared to –
I'm sure you guys are aware that the Dolphins have the Texans' first-round pick next year. So the worse the Texans play this year, the better first player the Dolphins get. So that's what I was saying earlier.
And I'll admit, maybe I want to believe that the Texans are that bad, so we'll get that pick.
I think you do. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to us. We know what it is in your heart.
So, yeah.
You don't want – it's going to be cool because they don't have to pick a quarterback now. So, because that was going to be the thing. If Tua didn't go well, they were probably going to have to take that pick on a QB, right? Anyway, we'll go with the Dolphins when it comes up.
Yeah. And so I don't know what I probably ought to start looking at the upcoming college draft class to see who's the top athletes coming out. Yep. Wouldn't mind having a game-changing edge rusher.
It'd be nice to have a good defensive end, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it all depends on what we need the most. Right now, what we need the most is get a running back, it seems like.
Yeah, you guys have had quite a few in and out of there rotating for a while. You haven't had it's been a while since Ricky Williams? No. Who's the last time you had a good running back that was there for 2 seasons that was solid?
Oh, I don't know. We've had Flash. We've had Flash in the pans. Jay Ajayi looked good for a while.
Yeah, he did look good. And then he got rid of him to the Eagles, right?
Yeah, Kenyon Drake looked good for a while, but they didn't last.
All right, so we both got Cleveland for that game. What's the next one? We're going to go to my game or the game I watched?
The Washington football team at the Detroit Lions.
Okay. I'm picking Washington because after the humiliation of they lost to the Giants last week. Okay? So they're mad. And I'm trying to think of excuses. Hold on. They have ways that they can win. I'm gonna stick with them. Oh, Kirk Cousins? No, the other guy. He got Alex Smith. Alex Smith's now had a week off to rest his leg. He had one game where he was thrown in at the end before Allen got hurt. He's now had a week to prepare with the team. He's known he was going to start for a week. He's going to be much, much better now. And Riverboat Ron, his health whole thing, there's a big heartwarming story here. There's a lot of heart and passion going into this Washington football team, and they're just going to beat the crap out of the Lions. You believing any of that, Dale? Is any of it?
I don't know about that. I think Washington would be fortunate if after seeing Allen getting hurt last week, if Alex Smith doesn't have a panic attack thinking about going back.
I remember that injury. I just had one of those. Flashbacks, PTSD.
Yeah, I mean, he may break down and start bawling on the side of the field.
Rocking. Where's RG3 at? Where's RG? We don't have RG3 anymore. Let's put in RG3. No, he's not here. You know why I'm picking the Washington, and I'm just going to have to stick with it because I found last week if I admit to what I'm actually doing, it doesn't work. So I'm not admitting to anything other than I know Washington is going to have a strong, heavy win. Stand by it fully. Go football team.
Who did I pick in that game? I picked Detroit.
Of course you did. Why did you do that to me, Dale? We're supposed to be a team. You're supposed to be helping me out, brother. I'm helping you out with the Fins, and here you are jinxing my team by picking them.
Well,
you know the rules. It's been how many? This is week 10. You know the rules.
I just can't see Washington putting it together to beat the Lions.
You'll be surprised. Our nation's capital after this election. Don't you think that team's all fired up now? I mean, think about it.
I think most of those players are just hoping they don't get cut in the offseason.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. I'm not sure what the mindset there is. Buccaneers at Panthers.
Panthers looked really good last week.
They did.
Yeah, but they didn't look good at all last week. So, normally, if last week didn't happen, I would have been said, hands down, Brady's got this. Get off the field, Panthers. But, man, what a whooping. I mean, yeah, the Panthers lost, but to the Chiefs by only 2 points. I mean, that's an acceptable loss. There's such thing as an acceptable loss. Best team in the NFL, 2 points. And then you're Tampa Bay and you're losing by 30 or whatever. Nah. Kitty cats. Brotherhood. Cat fans forever.
So you're going Panthers. As much as I detest Tom Brady.
Stop it.
I don't see him having 2 bad weeks in a row.
I think his career's over with. I think he's done. He's had a mental break. We just saw a couple weeks ago he didn't know what down it was, and now his homeboy is going to get kicked out of office, and now he's losing games. He's done. He's done. Brady era over. Nah. Hey. Goodbye.
That may be so, but they're 6-3 and 1/2 game out of first place.
You're acting like Brady's not the only talented player on that roster and that he has a really good supporting cast. Is that
he's got some weapons. That's the problem.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but Teddy Bridgewater, man. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I know.
Yeah, so when I look at that, I just think, I can't see. He's just one of those guys that that's probably ate a hole in him all week. And
What if he loses again? What if, Dale?
Oh, I would love it.
So
this isn't one that I'm not rooting for the Buccaneers.
We're not picking who we want to win. We're picking who we think's gonna win.
Right. I mean, I would love it. Hey, let Teddy Bridgewater have a day.
I know. And McCaffrey was back for a game. Now he's back out again. Probably not going to play tomorrow either. So.
Oh, wow. He just can't get healthy.
Can't get lucky. Goes from a head injury or whatever that was, and then COVID scare, and then now a leg or knee thing, they said. So.
Oh, no. So next we have the Eagles at the Giants.
Who cares? Next game. Any NFC East game with 2 teams from who cares? Nobody in that division is going anywhere. I don't.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at it right now. You got the Eagles 3-4-1, and that's first place.
Yep. And Giants are coming off a win. So
that's amazing to win only 3 out of 8 games and still be in first place.
And the thing is, one's a tie.
Yeah.
They got a tie, too.
Who did they tie with?
I don't know. Should we look?
Let's see. It must have been somebody in the AFC.
All I got to do is look for the other team with a 1, right?
Right, Bengals? Does that sound right?
Yeah, because there's no other teams with 1s, is there?
Do what?
I don't see any other team with a 1 other than
right. Than the Bengals. So it had to be an Eagles-Bengals tie. Oh,
unless the other 2 teams are both have a bye week, but there isn't that many teams out. So
no, yeah. I'm looking at the division standings. I'm not seeing another tie. So yeah, that's kind of pitiful.
Head to head, I say Eagles are probably going to win.
I think that's who I picked as well. I did. And it's stacked pretty heavily on the distribution of picks. We've got 81 people going for the Eagles, but I'm sure that's just because the Giants are so miserable.
I mean, who's worse? Giants are worse. I mean, unless there's some diehard Danny Dime fans out there, I don't,
Then we have the Jaguars and the Packers. Man, I wish Weinbender was in here for this.
Cat Team Brotherhood. Let me explain how and why the Jaguars are going to win.
Hello, Ravens 8.
Woohoo! Hey, how's it going, guys?
There's someone that's kind of new around here.
Yeah, good to see you in.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming who is it? Holder? Who's that quarterback for the Jaguars? Good Lord.
I don't know.
I'm trying to make him an excuse in how they're going to win, and I can't even remember the guy's name that started last week. Ain't that sad?
Ravens, right now we are working our way through the Sunday schedule, picking football games. We are currently on the Jaguars and Packers.
Jake Luton, the superstar, hot stud, young talent of the Jacksonville Jaguars, filling in the shoes for Gardner Minshew.
Hey, look,
barely lost with a great performance last week. Only lost by a couple points to the Texans. Oh, wait, the Texans are a bad team, and they lost.
We got to talking about the Packers and Weinbender.
Yeah, he heard like Bruce Packers. Why? I don't want every single stinking week to be picking the Packers to win. I can't think of a good excuse for the Jaguars at all. Jake Luton's going to get his butt whooped. Yes.
I think so too. I can't think of just the fact that we can't even really come up with the Jaguars quarterback name.
Yeah, I did finally get it, Jake Luton, but I had to look it up and cheat about
his
that.
last name was Gluten?
Luton, Luton. Luton.
Oh, Luton.
Yeah, Jake Luton, not Jay Gluten. That'd be funny.
Yeah, because I was just thinking if his contract ran out this year, would he be Luton free?
Okay, guys. Over under is 150 yards. Weinbender, you're in on this. Go down there. Over under 150 yards. Devontae Adams this week. Is Devontae Adams going to get, because he's been like over 150 yards a couple weeks in a row now. Last week he had 173 receiving for the Packers. I'm going to take it over on that for sure. So, yeah, Packers are scary. When they're on, they are so on.
Well, it didn't help that they were well rested after not only having an early game last week, but they really just had a glorified scrimmage against some NFL scrubs. Yeah.
I mean, San Francisco's supposed to be better than that too, by the way, but still.
Well, remember, last week was when the 49ers got hit with the COVID stuff. They had 8 players out on offense.
You see Weinbender down there? I just want to win. You're not a Packers fan. You're not. Real Packers fan are arrogant blowhards. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Quit being all diplomatic and polite. You're a Packer fan. Dealt with you people my whole life.
This may be a true statement, too. Because Devontae Adams, eventually somebody's going to double him, shut him down. And then what does he do?
What happened before? Aaron had broke his collarbone one time, if I remember right. What if Aaron goes down for some reason or another? He's a human being. And then who's back up? Love isn't ready for number 2. I think Love's number 3 still. So, yeah. That's tough. You don't know.
Yeah.
Sunday.
What are the Packers doing for a running back these days?
Whatever extra wide receiver they have. Their number 4 wide receiver. That's how they usually roll, isn't it?
I was kind of looking to
yeah, last week their leading rusher had 58 yards, and it was Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Not a running team. Really.
Oddly enough, I have not seen much of the Packers this season. And usually you see a lot of them. If I could find my cursor again, we'd see what Eric's saying here.
Things that are kind of honest I don't want to admit to.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yeah. So, anywho.
Aaron is a waste of talent due to the franchise as a whole. Packers should be a dynasty.
Yeah.
You know, and it seemed to me, I was reading an article to that effect this week that the Packers are just really squandering Eric Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron should have more wins than he's got in Super Bowls, and then they get late and then they drop out. I mean, they've had their one time in the glory, but yeah, they're not known for having great picks and doing well in their drafts. It wasn't just this year; it's a habitual issue.
Right, and you've got to move a little bit. You got to move a little bit when you've got somebody like an Aaron Rodgers, because your window of opportunity is only so wide.
He's not that many more years left. I mean, no. 3-4 max, I think I would say, but that's just me.
So trying to, even if your desire is to have that second quarterback, so that you don't have that big drop off if Rodgers gets hurt. If you're that close, if you're in a championship game, and you know that the reason you got beat is because Rodgers is a little handicapped. All he's got's Devontae Adams. Well, then you go and give him some more weapons, because I think at some point you got to take your stab at winning it all, because if Aaron Rodgers goes down, you're probably not going to win it all anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I want to apologize for a mistake I said earlier. It does look like Tim Boyle did get knocked down to number 3, that Jordan Love is the number 2 quarterback in Green Bay.
Yeah. But who really wants to see Love in at quarterback?
I did. Right away. Put him in. Yeah, this week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, or what's even worse, for a guy that's a diehard Dolphin fan, is Marino retiring with no championships.
Barry, sorry. I know he wasn't the quarterback, but when you have somebody that's one of the best of all time, gave his heart and soul to the team for 10 years and never win nothing, I feel your pain, man.
Yeah. Talking about Dan should have won 2 or 3 rings. For Absolutely. Sure. people, and that's one of the things that whenever people start talking about Elway being better than Marino, I'm like, no, don't even come at me with that noise.
Elway's a better scrambler than Marino.
Who wasn't? But nobody.
I know. I'm just saying.
Nobody threw the ball like Dan. And to say that Elway was better, I'll give you two.
He won Super Bowls.
words.
He's obviously better. He won Super Bowls.
Terrell Davis. That is why Elway has more Super Bowl rings than Dan Marino. And if we ever could have gotten him a running game, we could have possibly gotten him some of those rings. I remember Larry Zonka once saying, "Man, I wish I could give Dan one of my 1,000-yard seasons because
use it."
Yeah,
Kelly and Thomas, another good one.
And that's why the Bills were a little better than us in the early '90s, is because they were better, well balanced. Jim Kelly
they got to the big show 4 times. They didn't win it, but at least they got there.
Right. Jim Kelly was not a better quarterback than Dan, but he had Thurman Thomas. He had Andre Reed.
I was going to say Reed.
Bruce Smith, Jim, Darryl Talley. There were a lot of big players on that team, and of course Marv Levy was a great coach too. But they were better balanced. I mean, everybody, and that was the problem. It was part of why Marino was so clearly so great, but also part of the downfall of the Dolphins was that everybody knew that when Dan came up to the line, odds are he's throwing the football. And even then, you still had a hard time stopping him. But then there came those times where we just could have used that big back to maybe get us 3rd and 2, rather than Dan having, all right, well, I just got to keep slinging it out. Yeah, BB was something else.
Don baby.
Yeah, there were a lot of great players. You'll never hear me talk about that Buffalo Bill team like you will hear me talk about the Cheatriots.
It's funny how you guys say Andre Reed, but you leave out James Lofton, man.
James Lofton was great too.
Yeah, Pro Bowls like 3 years in a row, and he was on both of the teams in 91, 92. So, yeah, they had a stacked team, the Bills did, for sure.
Lofton, he played for the Packers at one point.
Did he? Maybe he did.
I think so.
Huh.
I think he.
All right, sure enough, most of his production came as a member of the Green Bay Packers, but he was on the 91 and 92 Bills Super Bowl teams. So yeah, most of his yards was Packers. You win, Dale. You win the Gold Star. Yeah.
Did he go on to be BB? Or I guess he's talking about Don Beebe. Huh?
Is he?
When
BB won a Super Bowl with Favre. Okay. So a lot of Bills going over the Packers, huh?
Yeah. There was some going back and forth there.
It's cold weather, They're like, hey, you play for our cold weather team. You'll fit in over here. Come on in. Grab a shovel.
All right. So where
we at?
We were on the Packers game. I think we all agreed that the Packers are going to whoop the Jaguars.
I don't think there's a question about it. I just wish it wasn't so. But
yeah. So now comes an interesting matchup, especially on the heels of last week's big matchup.
Because we're going to the 4 o'clock games now, right?
Yeah. Bills at Cardinals.
Woo! I love them Bills. I'm sorry. Allen is just killing. Did you see him last week? Did you see him? Oh, that was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, but they got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, but the Cardinals lost, did they not? Is my memory not serving me correctly?
Yeah, but that game was a barn burner.
It was.
I mean, I thought I gained respect for both sides after that game.
Hell, you're supposed to say, no, we whooped their butt. That's right. They stink. Go Bills.
No, I'm not going to say
You
that.
had a good win, man. You had a good win.
Because we were fortunate to get out of there with the win.
It was a close game. Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. He's actually, I don't know if you saw that, but he's on pace to actually break some like rushing records already for
Really?
For Cardinal quarterbacks. There's something, yeah, it's crazy.
I remember the announcers talking about how maybe instead of thinking about Lamar Jackson being the premier rushing quarterback, and then maybe they ought to be talking about Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
He's talented. He is a talented young man.
And he's young. He's got a lot to learn. There's some quarterbacks that come right out the gun. Maybe he need a little adjusting. I mean, this is definitely a far different system than what he played in college. So he's definitely got the physical abilities and talents. It seems like he's got the mental acuity. He's a good guy. But
if the Bills' defense doesn't show up,
yeah, then they got to change.
Allen better put a lot of points up because they're going to need him.
He's going to. And speaking of guys you don't expect to be good rushing quarterbacks, Allen's doing a lot of things on the ground that I don't expect him to see. And every week I see him making some runs. I'm like, dude, you're going to kill yourself. They don't got nobody other than you, man. Watch it. Allen. But
I mean, this is going to be a good game. No,
I think it'll be a good game.
I'm not going to watch it because there's another game.
I'm going to be doing Red Zone. I'm going to be watching all the games. But yeah,
so I take it you're taking the Bills.
I am taking the Bills.
I'm taking the Cardinals.
This has got to be their year. The redemption. We just got done talking about those 4 Super Bowls, man. They've never had a chance and the talent like they've got this year where they could do it again, especially with the Patriots not there. The Chiefs are good. They won the Super Bowl, but they've got a couple losses. There's an opportunity. Come on, Buffalo. Don't just jump through those tables for nothing, man.
Right. Well, I'm taking the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray is a dangerous young man. I think the Cardinals are a good team. I just don't. I don't see the Bills stopping them.
You do know the real reason why I'm picking the Bills, right?
Why is that?
Remember week 1 when I said the Lions beat the Cardinals? That means Cardinals win the Super Bowl. I went, how funny. Now they're 5-3, and they have a legit chance. I don't want that to be true. The Lions are notorious for beating the teams that end up winning the Super Bowl, and making us like, yeah, we could have done it. We beat them, but we just have to suck all year,
Yeah.
So
well,
I'm picking the Bills just because of that, really.
Okay. So then, I won't be watching that game, even though it's going to be a good one. Instead, I'm going to be watching the Chargers at the Dolphins.
You better be watching that game. That's going to be a dang good game. 2 good teams going at it. 2 young quarterbacks thirsty for respect in the league.
Now, you know more about college ball, so what's Eric talking about here?
U of M's Big House, their stadium, the largest sports stadium in North America. When they're playing, it's crazy because they're not even doing limited seating. It's empty at the games. I've been watching a couple of them. It's so weird to see a place that's got over 100,000 seats, and they're just playing football in the middle, and it's just empty.
Yeah. Man.
But yeah. Some places are letting limited seating come in, whether it's reduced capacity or whatever, but Michigan's not there yet. Governor's not allowing it.
Yeah, well, it's scary times. I mean, we had
better be safe than sorry, I guess.
We set a record the other day for 160,000 positive COVID cases in one day.
Daughter's school shut down this whole week because too many teachers and students got COVID at the school, so they shut it down.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's scary times. And you never know from one one day to the next when one of these games is going to be postponed. And
Jaguars are going to win. I got the Jaguars mascot right behind me. Fair.
Well, let's see here.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are definitely capable of winning, coming off a good win. Chargers should not be 2-6. I think they are a better team than that, but I don't think they're a good enough team to beat a hot Miami team that is getting nothing but better every single week.
I watched Rick Eisen this week, and he's agreeing with you, and I think I'm going to agree with you. And I'll admit this might be a homer pick for me. I am picking the Dolphins.
You're allowed to do that, Dale. It's okay.
Man, everything that we did not see out of Tua in the game against the Rams, we got to see some of that against the Cardinals. He looked pretty good.
Just a little rusty, you got to get loosened up and everything. It's good to go.
Yeah, so I think the ceiling is high for this young man, and I'm hoping. Of course, now I'm not going to take anything away from the Chargers.
Herbert,
because Herbert is playing some exceptional ball. But our defense
playing well enough to win games. It's just the team's not, and that's
right. Our defense is playing better than what anybody thought. I think we're ranked 4 in
should be
points allowed. That's not too shabby. And I know the Cardinals scored a lot last week, but they are a legit offensive powerhouse. And but our defense is doing enough to get the job done. And I think I like the fact that this. I know we talk about home field advantage. I like that this game is being in Miami. I'm glad we're not going to the West Coast or to the Pacific time zone 2 weeks in a row. By the way, we're wearing our throwback, so we're not only going to win, we'll be the best looking team doing it on Sunday.
Yeah, but Dolphin actually has a helmet on its head, the way it was meant to be.
So, yeah, nobody looks better than my Finns in their throwbacks.
Agreed. I hate the Lions throwbacks. Like I said, just solid blue shirt, solid silver helmet.
I do remember once my mother, when I was younger, saying, "Yeah, the Dolphins have pretty uniforms."
Oh, pretty.
No. What she said was they have pretty outfits.
Oh, see, that's better than my mom. When the Niners and the Bengals were playing in the Super Bowl, Boomer Esiason and Joe Montana, my mom said, "I'm picking the Kitty Cats because the Tigers got better costumes." She called them costumes. So at least she didn't say costumes.
All right, Eric. Eric's leaving us. Come back and watch the rebroadcast, I guess. Have fun with your Badgers. Hope they win.
If you missed the intro, go back and watch the rebroadcast and check out the intro.
It was a really good intro.
No, it wasn't. It was cringe. It was total cringe, but you'll enjoy it.
But yeah, she said they had pretty outfits. I'm like, Mom, no, cool uniforms, maybe. We don't wear anything pretty. We don't wear outfits in football.
Remember what happened when the Patriots got their pretty uniforms? They started winning. Just saying.
Look, Eric's saying something positive about the Lions.
Only because if you saw the Packers throwback uniforms, anything looks decent compared to that.
The Packers throw-up uniforms.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not saying Lions look good, but it's either that or the freaking Bumblebee Steelers,
Yeah. Some of the throwbacks are hit and miss. I tell you what, I really want them to get past this rule where the helmets have to stay one color all season.
Right.
I'll tell you a team I'd love to see in throwbacks, and that's the Buccaneers.
Like see them in their old creamsicles.
Yes.
Creamsicle uniforms. Or they have one day where all teams go blackout. With the black helmet with their symbol and the black uniforms. I saw different ones just have a blackout week and say it's for all Black Lives Matter or something, whatever. Make something positive and political about it. But I just want to see the Lions and other teams in just all black uniforms because there was that one season the Lions had black uniforms as their alt ones and they were cool. Haven't seen that in forever. And
right.
Just me.
Well, I watched a YouTube video where these guys. There's this channel where these guys, they just all they do is they, I don't know, trick out football helmets. They kind of make yeah. And so the video I was watching yesterday, they took a Arizona Cardinals helmet, and the helmet was matte black, and they put the Cardinals logos on it.
Yeah, that'd be tight. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I thought they looked really good. I thought if it were up to me, I would probably make the Cardinals red and black, with white being more of a minor color.
Yeah, but then aren't going to be looking too much like the Falcons, another bird team in red and black. I don't know.
Well, that's a possibility.
They're both NFC.
I don't know, but the Arizona Cardinals just got such lame uniforms. I mean, they're just lame.
Yeah.
And in fact, the Louisville Cardinals have a better uniform than the
St. Louis. Yeah.
And they're a college team.
I was excited this year when the Buccaneers got rid of their digital numbers on their jerseys because that was so bad. For so many years, they have like digital LCD numbers on their jerseys. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Why?
Packers wore white pants a couple years ago for the first time in 40 years. It was silly how irate some fans were. I like that they do some different uniforms here and there, change things up, make it a little visually interesting.
There are some color rush uniforms, remember, that were good, and some that were like, whoa.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, like the Titans, instead of being the darker blue that's in their thing, no, they went with the lighter one, and then they decided to make it like a little more bright neon, and it was like bright blue, just glaring at you head to toe. Like no. But,
yeah, there's some teams that just can't, like the Jets. The Jets can't put a decent looking uniform on to save themselves. But then you look at a team like the Chargers, and the Chargers can't seem to do any wrong. All their uniforms.
They do navy blue, looks great. Do powder blue, looks great.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if maybe it's just that lightning bolt is,
Yeah. Well, it's the color blue. It's the color of the lightning bolt. You're right. Look at the Jets. It's just green. That's it. Green.
But there's hope because I always thought the Seattle Seahawks uniforms were kind of.
Okay, bye for real, Eric.
Bye, Eric.
Love you, brother. Good luck tomorrow. Hope Packers win by 30.
But I always thought that the Seahawks were a little dull. But here, lately, their uniforms have been spot on.
Well, yeah, but what was it, like 92? And they said, oh, let's have some chartreuse bright neon green. That'll be flashy. And at first, I was a skeptic. I'm like, what are they thinking adding this bright neon green?
That neon green is bright.
It makes them unique. It makes them stand out. It's different. And then they did the color rush in that, and everybody had to wear sunglasses during the games. Yeah, but Seahawks. But they really haven't changed the uniforms, the helmets at least majorly. They just tinkered with the colors a little.
Yeah, they went to a darker blue.
Yeah.
And just tinkered with it, and they got it to where it looks really good. It's a really sharp uniform. Yeah.
I want to see Steve Largent in today's uniform. That's what I want to see, but I'll never see it.
Who?
Steve Largent. So Seahawks wide receiver.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see him in the new Seahawks uniform, see what it looked like. But ever done that? Like old time players, what they'd look like in today's uniforms, or today's players, if like Baker Mayfield in the 1960 Browns uniform. I'd like to see that.
Oh, that would be neat. I kind of see a little bit of that when I'm playing Madden.
Right, that's true.
Because like I play a lot of MUT, and so you have a lot of players that old legend players that are in the game as well as modern players. So right now on my Dolphins team, the quarterback's Dan Marino.
Oh.
So to a certain, well, they didn't get his face right on this game, but it is kind of cool to see when I'm playing the game. I've got number 13 out there in that new Dolphins uniform. Got Mark Clayton on that team as well. I'm hoping as the Dolphins get better, Madden's going to be nicer to our legends, because
yes, please.
Some teams have all kinds of legends in the game, and then there are teams like my Dolphins that have
got Marino and
we get Marino and maybe one or two others.
Duper, if you're lucky. What? Clayton? I don't know.
Well, Clayton is
Greasy.
This is the first time. No, never Greasy.
Never Greasy.
and I get it, but and that's disappointing to me because I love Bob.
I got some important information for you. Might change on the game. The Bills-Cardinals game. It's supposed to be gusting up to 50-mile-an-hour winds, and there can be rain. Now, knowing that, I'm putting a stamp on the guarantee Bill win over the Cardinals. Gusting winds up to 50 miles an hour and rain. That's Bills weather right there.
That's all. Well, yeah, but that's also that could also make it a kind of a toss-up game. Whoever's in the lead. Well, what time is that supposed to hit? Before the game?
No, right about time of the game.
Somebody better jump out there and score quick.
Yeah. Or
it could be one of those games where if it's 7-0, 10-0 when the storm hits, it could end 7-0 or 10-0. I've seen that happen a time or two.
Don't forget what Bill Belichick said that one time. Most of the time, the team that scores the most at the end of the game wins.
Yes, that is true. All right.
Most of the time. What are the times where the team with the highest score doesn't win? What do you mean most, Bill? Anyway.
Let's see. So now we got the Broncos, who have some nifty throwbacks, and the Raiders, whose throwbacks aren't bad.
I mean, they're both good. They're both classic. I mean, the Raiders haven't changed much. Broncos obviously have. It's kind of hard to be able to see that D and not think of John. But who are you thinking in this one?
I'm picking the Raiders.
Okay. You're not sold on Lock?
Do what now?
Not sold on Lock?
No.
I think the Raiders personally are good at 5-3. What I've seen of them and watched of them, those intangibles, I think they got some of them. I think they're a better team than that. And I think if they tweak the defense a little bit more, I think that they could be a force if given the right Sunday. They're not showing consistency, but I think they got all the key gears they're needed to go somewhere. So I'm going Raiders on that one too.
Yeah. I don't see the Broncos winning.
I like Gruden, but I like Carr, and I don't know why I like Carr. I just do.
Yeah, he's not an elite quarterback, but he's adequate, serviceable.
Yeah. On a scale of 100, I'll give him a 6. He's better than average, but he's not elite.
Well, we've got some really good games tomorrow afternoon because we've also got the Seahawks at the Rams.
Yeah. Ooh, boy. Let Russell cook. Poor guys. They're down to 6-2 now. How'd they let that happen?
Somehow the Rams are favored in this game.
Ain't that crazy? Are they at home?
Yes.
Are they at home, and are they favored by less than 2 points?
I don't know. I can't see the spread.
Okay.
I just know that they're in there's the one I'm looking at has the favorites in one column and underdogs.
Usually, if Vegas has 2 points or under on the home team, that's code for it's technically a toss-up, and they're just giving the win to the home team. If that's the case, I could see that. But oh man, no. Seahawks are. Come on.
Oh yeah, I'm not picking the Rams in this one. I'm not picking against Russell Wilson right now.
I wouldn't. I mean, if I take a look here, trying to look how bad it really was.
It looks like the way the fans have picked it. 76% of the fans are picking the Seahawks too.
Well, there you go. I mean, if we look at the game last week, and that's what I'm talking about, the Bills beat them wholeheartedly. It was a solid win, 10 points. But if we actually look at Russell's play, he still threw for almost 400 yards. So, I mean, yeah, the Seahawks lost to the Bills last week, but I like the Bills. I'm solid on the Bills. So
I'm not denying that the Bills aren't a good football team.
I just don't think that. I think who's better, the Bills or the Rams? I'm going to pick the Bills, and the Bills beat. No, Seahawks are going to win. Rams are okay, but I don't see them having what it takes to beat Seattle and Russell. Like you said, I can't go against Russell. Let Russell cook.
Yeah. Let's see. What is the next game? The next game is the Bengals and the Steelers.
Here's a fun little trivia question. Of course, the way I asked the question, you're already going to know the answer. Joe Burrow, the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, and Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Ravens. Who's older? Joe Burrow is older than Lamar Jackson.
Is he?
Rookie this year is older by 1 month than Lamar Jackson, who's been in the league a couple of years. Yes.
Wow.
Today, Joe Burrow is a month older than Lamar Jackson. Blew my mind. Thought it was a lie. Looked it up. It's truth.
Wow.
So put that in your little factoid trivia thing. I don't know if it's going to matter, but you can't Lamar can't be given like, hey kid, like don't call me kid, I'm older than you.
Hey rookie.
Oh, I meant rookie. That's what I meant. Yeah. But no, seriously, I'm joking around like that because I don't think there's anybody in the world with a common sense of thought that's going to be picking the Bengals to win this game. I mean, let's be real.
No, I would love to see it happen.
No, I would too.
But yeah, I'm not picking the Bengals here.
Steelers ain't lost a game, and this isn't going to be the first one. Of course, mark my words. They're going to lose. I'm going to look like a.
Well, you never know. I mean, they could stumble against
these
teams that they're supposed to beat. I mean, that's the NFL for you, but I'm not picking it. I'm not picking it.
Odds are that's like getting a hand in, Texas Hold'em. You got pocket aces. It's like, yeah, you could lose, but you kind of go all in.
So with the last of the 4:00 games, we've got the 49ers and Saints in what should have been a good game.
Should have been, but New Orleans is going to make them look silly a little bit, I think. But that's just me. I think the Saints are getting it together now, finally.
I have not heard anything about – I'm going to kind of Google the 49ers because when we left them, they had they had 8 guys out on offense.
Yeah.
Due to COVID.
Yep.
And let's see what the latest headlines for the 49ers are. The 49ers have a real chance to beat the Saints. What?
What? Who's talking that?
Sports Illustrated. Oh, this is weird. 49ers may be done with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound smart.
No. Fire Jimmy Garoppolo bluster is expected from 49ers fans, but it's wrong. Oh, so that's being led by the fans, too. Like, come on. Garoppolo's fine. Not great, but he's serviceable till you get a real quarterback. And who do you got to – who that Nick Chubb Cannon Chinkle Dinkle guy? I don't forgot his name even, the guy that filled in for him. He ain't going to win. But, no, I'm not seeing anything big on that. What you were talking about earlier about the COVID. So, wait, there it goes. NFL clears 49ers of any COVID-19 protocol violations. So, no, I thought they said cleared all the COVID-19 players. But, no, it's just they're not getting fined for all the violations they broke. That don't count.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm picking the Saints regardless.
I'm going to the Saints no matter what. I mean,
I was just wondering, is this going to be a depleted 49ers team or kind of what?
Even if they're not, just the flexibility of the way Peyton does it with, you get Drew in there, and then if you just want to screw with the other team, throw Taysom Hill in at quarterback or do a wildcat, or he just tosses just random stuff in there because he's got the talent to have a flexible, can't keep track of them type offensive play call style and keeping the other teams off their toes, and that's what's getting them the games. And I see those kind of plays messing with the Niners and young quarterbacks and their defense. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So the evening game is the Ravens at Patriots.
Yeah. You want to hear some inside information before you make your pick?
Okay.
There's a lot of rumblings here of a lot of players on the Patriots who are they've been disenfranchised for a few years, and now that they're losing, they're having it because I guess the hammer's coming down hard. Bill doesn't like losing. Robert don't like losing. And the fact that they're having a losing record, they're being extra hard and extra douchebaggy on the players. And there are some players speaking out about that, saying that not only are they not interested in playing anymore for them this season, but they are looking to get out. And we're talking some of the major players. Of course, we all know Cam is probably one of them. He was planning on leaving after the season anyway, and he hasn't been playing good. But there are some other long-term players that – and this is on the radio. People are, he said, she said, hearsay. But the rumblings are that there's a lot of unhappiness in Patriot Town. So I'm definitely going to pick the Ravens anyway. But knowing that, that's my lock of the week.
Probably a pretty good lock. I think the Ravens are gonna tear them a new one
with that young whippersnapper quarterback of theirs.
Yeah.
Little kid.
I think the Ravens will. This is going to be one of those games where people maybe. I mean, it'll be weird watching it because usually you tune in on a big Sunday night game in New England and you watch the Patriots be the Patriots and
that's the only X factor. If Brady was still there and it was a nationally televised game and everything else was the same, I'd be like, Patriots might pull it out. But it's not the same team.
No. And so it'll be interesting to see how the Patriot fans react on TV, on national TV.
They're all standing on their stools. They all have the rope on their neck, and they're kind of teetering back and forth. That's pretty much the mentality of most Patriot fans in this area that I've been hearing on the radio. They're just waiting for somebody to kick that stool out from underneath them.
And the Ravens may be the team to do it because Ravens have the potential of making things ugly.
Oh, yeah, they can. They also got potential of looking ugly. We've seen that, but good thing they've been looking better than their bad days. More so.
Yeah, and you got to take into consideration too. So we look at the Ravens. They're 6-2. The two losses though came to the Chiefs and the Steelers.
Legit teams, you think? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, Chiefs, Steelers, they're all right this year, you know.
The only troubling thing about that is that it was both of those losses came on their home field.
Yeah.
But they still are two of the most legit teams in the AFC. So,
I mean, that's my four. You've got my four are, the Bills, the Ravens, the Steelers, and yes, Kansas City.
yeah.
So those are my, yeah.
So I think the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to take it to them. And then
shall win nevermore.
And then this Monday night game. Oh man!
Please, Bears, do something good. Turn yourself on today, please, Bears. Please. I know you've been losing a lot lately, but the Vikings made us look stupid. You embarrassed us. Dalvin Cook had over 200 yards rushing and almost 50 yards receiving. Take that Dalvin Cook guy. What's with him? Although good for Kirk Cousins, though. But still, man, what a way to turn on late. Vikings went from big ball to wow, they don't look so bad. But I guess then again they were playing the Lions. We make teams look good. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, I'm picking the Bears.
Good.
I still don't have much confidence in their quarterbacking position, but I don't have much confidence in Kirk Cousins either.
I have a video that I can share with you offline. Cousins, when he was at Holland Christian High School, in a drama club singing and in a play musical. It's out there. I can share with you. Once you see a guy like that singing like that and that kind of falsetto voice, you're like, yeah, I don't know. I guess he's an athlete, but I don't know if he's going to lead my team to a Super Bowl victory. Just saying. But anyhow, go Foles. Go Bears.
Jake, thank you, buddy.
Bears or Vikings, Jake? Bite Dale's left knee for the Bears, right knee for the Vikings. Claw him.
All he wants to do is sit on my modem. Probably. Or for me to get him something to eat. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the last game of the week. It's gonna be a fun game tomorrow. Fun game.
Now I got one thing I want to try to throw up here, and we'll end it with a look at a little.
I gotta do a video for you tomorrow too. By the way, I gotta remember that it's on my to-do list.
Let's see if I can.
For diabetes awareness.
Add this little chart that I want to talk about. If I can figure out how do we bring that up? Let's see.
Sarah, go share screen at the bottom there.
Share screen.
Pick your screen.
Here we go.
Hey.
So we need to discuss this little list because it is terribly wrong. Now, this is.
I think that swirling circle in the middle there is a little inaccurate. I think that it should be spinning to the left, not to the right. Counterclockwise, not clockwise. Oh, having trouble connecting. This is often caused by an unstable internet connection. Oh, come on now.
So.
Yeah, I can't see it, man.
So we got Tom Brady, number one. We got to drop him. We're just going to take him and put him over here if we could. All right. And then for me, I would take.
How is Tom default number one? Can I ask? Where does that come from?
Huh?
How is Tom default number one?
I don't know. But Dan, I would move him all the way back up to number one. Now, Peyton Manning, number two, I can see that. He was such a great quarterback And this right here is part of it. He did lead two different teams to the Super Bowl.
Since I can't see it and it hasn't shown up now, where's Joe Montana?
You can't see this chart?
I'm just going off your words. It's still spinning on mine.
Oh. Okay. So
But say I'm
Montana
having
three. That's funny. He made himself disappear. I'm sure he's coming back. So anyway, I don't know whether to continue until he gets back or not. This is a live stream, buddy. Here he is.
Yeah, I just had to refresh. I can see
Okay.
it. Oh, right.
All right. So
Joe's number 3. Good. All right.
me, Dan Marino would be in the number 1. And then
No.
and then we got Peyton.
Meh.
I
got a problem with Peyton because any of the quarterbacks, and number 5 is in the same situation. And also, I was going to say Joe's in the same situation. When you're a good quarterback and you're a legend, and then you just hang on to every straw that you can, and you play for 1 or 2 seasons, fine. But you go 3 or more seasons past when you should have retired, you've tarnished your legend. And Peyton tarnished his legend. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. He sucked that whole year bad.
they got it done. I'd take a quarterback that sucked if they could get my Dolphins to
Yeah.
a Super Bowl. But all right, so I'm okay with this because Peyton put up. I mean, he was a great thrower. He did get 2 teams to the Super Bowl and won. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Montana. This
Can we take off number 9 and put Jim Kelly in?
we got Joe in 3, Drew in 4. I think Drew's a better thrower, and Montana had more help than Drew did.
Again, Montana's got that Super Bowls. He's got the wins. He's got the notches on his belt. But again, he had Roger Craig and Jerry Rice and John Taylor. So yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Obviously, championships. I don't like to penalize quarterbacks for that, but at the same time, I mean, if championships meant everything, where's Bradshaw?
Point.
All right, so I'm okay. I'm kind of okay with the list up there. I can even go with Montana just slightly above Breeze. I don't know. Johnny seems like he should be a little higher on the list. Like maybe switch Johnny and Brett here.
Different era. It's kind of hard to judge, you know.
And Johnny is way out as far as era is concerned. But he's
the oldest one on the list.
It was his record of 36 touchdowns in one season that Marino initially broke. When Marino shattered the record, it was Johnny's.
Right.
And he was,
having that many touchdown passes in that era is amazing. Unbelievable. You know.
So I'm kind of okay through there. Then all right, so then we got these 3 guys in here.
Well, Marino's gotten moved up, right? We got him out of the way, and whether you say it or not, or agree with me or not, we're we're Aaron Rodgers with Jim Kelly, and so then
Why?
Packers don't get 2 quarterbacks in the top 10. No, we're gonna have 2. 1. We'll take Favre, but you ain't giving A-Rod. No, they don't deserve it.
Well,
okay then. Where's Bart Starr? He won Super Bowls. Why isn't Bart Starr on there?
Here would be my thing. If we're taking Aaron Rodgers out, I wouldn't put Jim Kelly in. I'd put Dan Fouts in.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with that one either. I won't argue with that.
Because as far as lighting it up, Eric Coryell was a pretty amazing offensive force. If the Chargers had had some defense, we'd be talking about Fouts. It's a shame we don't talk about him anyway. I mean,
Fouts is another underrated quarterback where you look at his numbers and the stats and what he did. He just, yeah. I'm not going to say I'm not comparing him to Marino, but the similar category of underrespected, I think, and darn shame the teams didn't win more that he was on.
So this is where I kind of have a little bit of trouble, especially. All right, let's talk about Brady and Elway, because if we ignore the cheating, which one's better?
Factual. Elway was accused of cheating too. So we'll take it out.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I forgot what it was, but there was something about it wasn't when he was playing. It's when he was GM about something with draft picks and some screwy crap.
I'm talking about playing.
Watching, I think yes, Elway had TD that 1 year. But over his whole career,
he had a lot of comebacks.
I've seen a lot of plays by Elway where he was fun to watch and he showed grit and determination. And there are a lot of games he won with carrying the team where he didn't have support. Now you can say the same for Brady, like, oh, he's always got these B-named wide receivers. Yeah, but when they're being coached as well as they are,
right. He always had a good team around him.
Yeah, he had good teams around him. So if someone were to ask me, and this is not my I hate New England bias, over the full career, I like Elway better than Brady.
So maybe we put.
I like Elway better than Peyton, but see, I'm wrong on that. I know I'm wrong, but that's just me.
Right. So maybe Elway here, Brady here at the 8 spot. I mean, I will give Brady this much credit. He reminds me a lot of Montana.
Well, I was going to say that. Quarterbacks that won a bunch of Super Bowls, they had great teams surrounding them. Brady and Tom are like right here,
physically, Joe Montana, there was nothing about Joe Montana that you looked at and said, this guy.
Look at that athlete.
Yeah, look at this specimen of a quarterback.
What a unit of a man.
He was accurate, he was smart, but mainly he had that X factor of just being super cool under pressure. And I'll give that to Brady.
I say wherever on the list Brady is, Montana should be the next one underneath him, wherever it is. Whether Brady's at 4, then Montana's 5. Brady's at 7, Montana's at 8. That's my feeling, that they're so similar with everything that I don't see them being spaced that far apart. But that's just my thought. Super Bowl wins, like I said.
My problem with it here with Brady is all right. One, it's almost impossible to judge because of all the cheating.
Again, not by Brady, alleged. The only thing that Brady had was alleged. Everything that was verified cheating was not Brady.
Right, but the championships hang on the entire team.
True.
And so, let's. I mean that so-called dynasty really hangs by a thread. Let's say for a second they didn't have Vinatieri kicking for them early on.
Oh, wow, they would have lost a lot of those games. They wouldn't have gotten to the
Super Bowl. Probably don't play in their first Super Bowl.
Right.
Because they wouldn't have gotten past the Raiders. Even with the Tuck rule, they wouldn't have gotten past the Raiders if they hadn't had Vinatieri who could nail field goals in driving snowstorms.
Have you seen his numbers this year?
Who's that?
He needs to sit down. Vinatieri.
Is he still kicking?
Yeah. He's missed 4 or 5 field goals. I forgot who he picked. I saw that, but yeah, I think he actually got benched, but it was horrible. It was so sad. I'm like, oh man, hang up your cleats, bro.
Yeah. So, but early in his career, He was one of the best kickers I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And then two of the Patriots Super Bowls hinged on his field goals, right?
Yeah, they did. They were close.
All right. So there's two championships that if it's not for Vinatieri, maybe Tom doesn't have them. Then you look at then you think if Pete Carroll gets his head out of his butt enough to call a running play on the goal line instead of throwing the ball, maybe there's another Patriots Super Bowl gone.
You know,
And if the Falcons had run the ball a couple of times,
Falcons were up by too much. They should not have lost that. Right. There's not any dominant wins in any of them, really. The majority of their wins were close or flukes or comebacks or something.
right? And so you know that mystique of six championships, it doesn't work for me. And so when you look at it, he wasn't really. I mean, he was a good quarterback. He wasn't going to beat himself for sure. But so I don't know. To me, he would go under Elway because Elway, to me, could do more with less.
Again, well, I go back to the Elway was more mobile. He was versatile. Brady's not mobile either.
If we forget your Packer prejudice and leave Rodgers in the list,
then take Brett Favre off. They can't have two.
You can't take Brett Favre off. Aaron Rodgers, I like him better than I like Brady because I think he does more with less.
I think he has more raw talent than Brady.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have somebody be on the back of the quarterback and it's all on them, Rodgers. You know, if you got the ball in the last 5 minutes of the game, Rodgers.
Right.
You know,
I don't know how many comebacks Brady has. I don't think when I think of comeback quarterbacks, I don't think of Brady. I think about Marino and Elway first.
Mm-hmm.
Montana was good at it.
Rodgers was a great comeback quarterback. If you look at it, at least I know a lot of the games versus the Lions, we were winning, and then fourth quarter, Hail Mary, there's Aaron Rodgers again. Darn it.
Yeah, Rodgers is a great comeback quarterback. I don't see that with Tom. Usually the Patriots were
ahead and stay ahead.
Yeah, beating somebody's brains out. So I don't know. I just saw this, and I just couldn't believe we've really believed the lies so much that here's Tom Brady in the number one spot.
Right. Well, how about quarterbacks that have been in the Super Bowl, that played good in the Super Bowl, almost won the Super Bowl, other than the last play of the Super Bowl, year after year, consistent Pro Bowler, year after year in the top of every single categories. Where's Russell Wilson?
Yes, Russell should have been considered on this list. I think we're just now really waking up to Russell and how good he really is.
I think so. I think he's been playing consistently, just people haven't been noticing it. He hasn't been getting the fanfare and all that. Even though he went to the Super Bowl and was one play away from winning it, people just don't respect it.
A little of that could be because he's a quiet quarterback in a small town market.
Yeah, he's in the Northwest. He's not in Chicago or New York or LA or right.
So there's not a whole lot of noise. And when Seattle was at their peak, more people talked about the Legion of Doom and the defense than they did.
Well, there were a lot of not quiet guys on that side of the ball. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then right behind them he had
Marshawn
Lynch, and Marshawn was quite a character.
I never thought of that before. Russell is the quiet guy. We got Richard Sherman lipping off over here. We got Tyler Lockett ripping us off. We got Marshawn. Everyone's all being boisterous and loud and braggarty, and then Russell's like, Mr. Polite, soft voice guy. Hey, we're gonna win the game, guys. Mr. Boring here. you know.
Yeah. So anyway, I just saw that that diagram and thought it would be interesting to talk about a little bit.
Yeah, I will agree with you. I think we both agree that Marino should not be at 7. He should be up the list more. I totally agree.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be a homer about that and say I feel like he ought to be number 1, but that's just because. And part of that, I don't know. I mean, I do think he is the game changer.
He should not be any lower than 4.
I
1, 2, 3, or 4. You say 1, but if he was in the top 4, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But not 7. No.
I think, to me, I guess the reason why I put him up there is because I think when I look at the game before he came in and I look at the game now, I feel like
he changed the game, man.
I feel like people looked at the way he played football, the NFL top dogs, and they said, we need more of that. And so now we have a very
nobody can deny it. The game is more pass happy now. It's more quarterback through the air. And Marino was where that kind of started slipping over because, as you said, there weren't tons of great running backs, and he made do, and he was great at throwing the ball. And it came to a point now there's all these records being broken all the time for attempts and yards and completions, mainly because this is becoming a pass-friendly league. And Marino was one of the first ones where you saw that many attempts going on in a game and that many completions. And he was so accurate that it really changed defenses and how they played. And then the other teams are questioning their offense, and maybe they should change how they're playing. That's a legendary quarterback.
Yeah, and I think his performance in 1984, even though he come up short in the Super Bowl against the 49ers, to throw 48 touchdown passes when the previous record that had stood for a few decades was 36.
As we said before, Johnny Unitas.
I mean, I just think that they looked at that season and looked at that Dolphin offense and thought, we need more of that. And so the rules changed.
Yeah.
And that's why I put him at the number 1 spot, because I think he changed the game.
Homer.
Fair enough. I resemble that remark. Anyway, I had fun.
I had fun too. I will see you next week. And like I said, I'm going to be hopefully working on a video for you tomorrow for Mandy. And
cool.
hopefully you'll see that up tomorrow.
That'll be awesome. That'll be number 6, I think.
Ooh. So you're saying I still got a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought we would have more
I need some acting lessons. That's why I'm in, man. I need some acting lessons. Because I cannot lie to my wife worth a lick. She can see through every single one of my lies. And I'm thinking, if I can get some acting lessons out of this deal, I might be able to get away with some, my first lie in 20 years that she didn't see through, it was totally transparent. I need that. I just need something. So I got to win this.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but then again, the screenwriting could also help you with your skits.
Yeah, and the fact that I really want to lie to my wife and get away with it is kind of sad, isn't it? I shouldn't want to do that. But I'm like, dude, 20 years, I just want to lie to her and get away with something. I didn't put the toilet seat up, just something. I just want to get away with it. I can't get away with nothing. I'm sick and tired of it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
And do you want me to keep the and improve and get a video version of the theme song for next week, or do you want me to do a different song with new lyrics next week?
I'm not sure how we would plug in a.
You just do share screen down there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. That'll be fun.
Share screen and play. We'll be off to the side dancing while the video's playing.
There you go.
All right, man. Take care. Have a great week.
You too.
See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.